Okay, class, today we're going to be going over law of logarithms again. So if you look at the first three rules, you'll see that if I multiply on the inside, I add on the outside. If I divide on the inside, I subtract on the outside. And if I have my exponent, I got to move it in front of my log. So let's work some of these. So on the first one, I know that I have multiplication. 5 is multiplied by A is multiplied by B. So because I have multiplication, I know I'm going to have to change this to addition. So I really have log base 2 of 5 plus log base 2 of A plus log base 2 of B. Because what they're asking us to do here is to expand the expressions. So if I look at the next one, I see that I'm dividing. So because I'm dividing, what is my operation? That's correct, subtraction. So what I really have is log base 5 of 8 minus log base 5 of x. So let's move down to number 3 now. Because I have log base 2 of 6 times x to the second power, y to the third power, I know at some point in time I'm going to have to deal with my powers. But first I'm going to deal with my logs, or my multiplication. So I really have log base 2 of 6 plus log base 2 of x squared plus log base 2 of y cubed. But because these are powers, what do I have to do? That is correct. Move them to the front. So this 2 is going to go here in front of that log, and this 3 is going to go here in front of the log, which means they wouldn't be here anymore. So now I'm going to move on to number 4. So on number 4, I see that I have division. But if I look closely, I see I also have multiplication. But we're going to take it step by step. So because I have division, I know I really have log base 3 of 4a squared minus log base 3 of bc squared. But now I have to deal with this multiplication here. So because it's multiplication, it's really addition. So I really have log base 3 of 4 plus log base 3 of a squared, bring down my minus, log base 3 of b plus log base 3 of c squares. But what do I have to remember to do? That's correct. Move my powers. So my 2 and my 2 are going to have to move where? That's correct, in front of the log. So my 2 goes there and my 2 goes there, which eliminates them there. And I'm done. So make sure you look over that one because you will see something like that on your test that's coming up shortly. So now we're going to move to the next page. Okay, class, I know when you look at number 5, you're thinking, wait a minute, that looks a little bit different. But remember how we talked about the square roots of 25 really has a 2 here and a 1 here. So that can be written as 25 to the 1/2 power. So the cube root of 27 could also be written as what? It's correct. 27 to the 1/3 power. So let's go back and look at number 5 now. So if I look at number 5, because I can write this as a 1/2, this really says log of a to the 5th over b, and the whole thing is to the 1/2 power. So we're going to take this one step by step. So I know that according to my exponent rules, that 1/2 has to apply to the top and the bottom. So that's really log of a to the 5/2 over b to the 1/2. So now let me rewrite my log. Now, don't forget that just because there's not a base here, that this is still base 10. So I know that this is going to be log of a to the 5/2 minus, because I'm dividing, log of b to the 1/2. And I have to make sure I move my powers, which would eliminate the power here and the power here. And that would be considered expanded form. Okay, so now we're going to move to number 6. Okay, so on number 6, now we notice that before they were asking us to expand, now what they're doing is asking us to condense. So I want to write this as one log. So I know that I'm adding on the outside, so I know I'm going to end up multiplying on the inside. So I really have log base 5 of 7 times x. But before I write that x, what do we know about that 3? It's going to have to go where? To the power. So I know that's really x third. And I'm done with that one. Okay, so let's do number 7 now. So on number 7, I notice that I'm subtracting, so I know I'm going to be dividing. So I'm going to have log base 2. And what am I subtracting? X and 3. So I'm going to have x divided by 3. There's nothing in front, so there's no powers I have to raise it to. So let's look at number 8. So as a general rule, guys, it's usually best to deal with your powers first. So in doing that, I know that this 1/2 has to go to the power, and this 3 has to go to the power. So now I'm just going to have log base 6, because I'm subtracting, I'm dividing, of m to the 1/2 divided by n to the 3rd. Okay, let's go to number 9. Remember, pause the video if you need more time. So when I go to number 9, I'm going to wait to deal with that 3, only because I know that 3 applies to everything. So if I deal with the inside, I know that I'm going to really have, because I'm subtracting, I'm really going to have log base 2 of a divided by b, and that 3 has to apply to both. So I really have log base 2 of a over b, both to the 3rd power. And yes, that would be the same as a to the 3rd over b to the 3rd, in case you were wondering. Okay, so let's look at number 10, because on number 10, I got a couple operations going on. I got some addition and some subtraction. So I know I should end up with some multiplication as well as some division. So on number 10, I'm going to deal with my addition first. So I know that when I deal with my log base 3 of 4 and my 3 log base 3 of m, that 3 is going to move here, as well as that 2 is going to move here. So now I know I'm going to have to multiply these two. So that's going to give me log base 3 of m, log base 3 of 4 times m to the 3rd. And because I'm subtracting this, that is going to be over n to the 2nd. Okay, let's go to the next page. Okay, so what we're talking about here on the next page is a simple change of base formula. Remember, this is being retaught. When I taught you it before, it had an m and an n, but it's the exact same thing. So if you notice here, what they're saying is that my a is going to be my log at the bottom, and my x is going to be my log at the top. Now, some students got confused on this b. In this case, just understand that you're changing it to this base, which is base 10. So this is going to base 10. So let's look at number 11. So because my 25 is here and my 2 is here, I know I'm going to have log of my argument divided by log of my base. Now remember, this is what you do when you can't use your log base button. Remember I told you I'm going to turn your calculator off to where you can't use it? So let's actually look and see what this looks like on the calculator. Because I won't at any point in time be turning off your base 10 button. Let me make this where we can see it a little bit better. Okay, so, and I actually have this one already in the calculator. So I would actually plug in log of 25 divided by log of 2. Now keep in mind, if I had my button turned on and I were to do this problem with my log base, I could easily type in log base, put a 2 here, and go over here and put a 25, and I would get the same answer. So understand that when you take your test and your log button is turned off, it's because I want you to know how to change the base. So on your homework you're going to complete shortly, understand that you're going to have to show me from this to this. Don't just write the answer. So right here I would write what that answer was right here. Remember to take it to 3 decimal places. So I'm not going to write the answers. I'm just going to make sure you know how to set these up. So on number 12, I would have log of 12 divided by log of 5. It changes to 10 base. On number 13, I would have log of 5 divided by log of 0.5. And on number 14, I would have log of negative 4 divided by log of 2. And you're going to notice something when you put this in your calculator. So don't be surprised when you get something a little bit different. Okay, so now I want you to complete your A2-1 assignments because you will be turning that in. Have a good day.